Hello and hello, hope you're doing okay. Welcome to episode 67 of Look Back, where I look back at what I reviewed 5 years ago and 10 years ago and see whether anything's changed, whether I still agree with what I thought, or whether there's any products that are interesting that have disappeared and we forgot all about, or maybe we didn't forget all about and they're just good ones that we want to see again. So yeah, so here we are. Hope you're doing well, hope you're doing well. Also gift, I think I've got 5 free memberships to gift as well, so hopefully I'll do that today. My support level memberships. Usually basically get sneak peeks at my latest reviews. And occasionally we'll get an exclusive review as well that are usually reserved for the bronze members or above. So yeah, so quite worth going for. Quite worth going for. Hello, Anne. Hope you're doing okay. I feel like I've got hair in my mouth. Apologies if I look like I'm. Well, I don't know what's happened there. But hello, Alan. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Goodness me, it is warm, isn't it? Imagine what it's like here. I've got my computer on, these 2 massive lights beaming, warm heat on me. Yeah, goodness me, it's very warm. I've got a drink though to keep me going. Yeah, so there we go. But goodness me, it's warm. It's like 20 on my thermostat. It says 28 degrees. So obviously. I think it's actually hotter than that, and there's no cool air or anything like that in here. So I've got a fan for the other room. But if I have it in here, of course, you'll hear it and blow things around and stuff. So nightmare, not good for chocolate. And of course, all the chocolate, I can't touch. I don't even so much as touch chocolate. I don't even look at it. If I look at the chocolate, it'll melt. So yeah, it's a bit worrying that really. But there's not much I can do. Just have to hope that it's all right. But I've discovered that really, if you just don't touch it, you'll probably be okay. Hello Skywalker, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Always got a good hairdo there. Good hairdo. Raining in misty in Aberdeen. Well, it did rain for 5 seconds earlier today. It's quite overcast now, but it wasn't. It wasn't literally 5 seconds, but it was no more than, I don't know, 2 minutes. It was really, it was quite, yeah. So I think it will rain more tonight, but it's not. There's not been anything. It's going to cool down basically. But my house is keeping the heat in, retaining the heat. So yeah. Monsoon season, I see, is approaching the West Midlands. We have just had thunder showers. Goodness me, yeah. Well, enjoy the weather while you can really, but it's not good chocolate weather, is it really? I mean, it's just the chocolate. I mean, I don't know if you might not have seen it, but my review of the well, you might have seen it actually. I think are you still a member? I think your membership might have run out, mightn't it? But anyway, I published a review of the was it ice latte, the Cadbury ice latte, and I reviewed that last week. And you could see how melty that was. And Cadbury chocolate doesn't coat well in even the remotest of heat. We had probably about 20 degrees last week. I think it was something like that, wasn't it? And it was bending the bar, but you couldn't snap the bar. It was bending. So yeah. But yeah, I hope you have the refreshing. Having a refreshing time in those thunder showers. To be honest with you, I'm not a hot weather person at the best of times, I must say. This is not my kind of weather at all. I like it. There was a hot period in May, I think, wasn't there, where it was relatively warm, but it was still cool at the same time. That's my optimum temperature. That really for hot weather, for enjoyable hot weather. I can't remember what it was. It was probably about 15 degrees or something like that. But it was really nice and sunny. The sky was blue, but it was for intents and purposes still quite cool and. That's what I like. That was my optimum temperature. And I actually thought, I never realised that this was the perfect time to have hot weather. Usually I just don't like hot weather at all because I don't associate it with being pleasant, if you know what I mean. But that was actually relatively pleasant. So, sorry, sunny weather rather. But that was actually very nice and pleasant. So yeah. So I enjoyed that, but it was short lived. Yes. Hello, Andrew. Hello. You're back from Italy. You're still there. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I hope you had a good time. We're having a good time. Yeah. Come back to some hot weather, I believe. If you are back, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing okay. Right. Well, what have we got for look back today? Well, let's have a look. We've got to turn all the lights on, haven't we? So let's have a see. Can I do that? That's the first one. There we've got that one going. That's a good start. Usually I can't remember what's going on. It's quite warm today, as I say. So it's going to be a bit adult, I think. We'll see what happens. So 1 year ago, we did a member review 1 year ago. It was a good one. It was the it was the Mullacon Originals Mississippi Mud Pie. I remember having this when I was younger. It must have been in the late 90s. They re-released it again in some point or other, late to noughties, early teens or whatever. Wasn't too bad actually as well, but it wasn't as good as I remembered it being, I don't think, at those points anyway. But anyway, they re-released it, and it used to be called a candy corn, and you had a raspberry pavlova, I think, was one of them. Well, that was bits of meringue, I think. Anyway, Muller corners where you have like a bit of yogurt and there's like a sectioned off corn, a bit that you can fold over with like some kind of special things in it. And this was one. Mississippi Mud Pie was always my favourite. It was the candy corn range. I'm sure there's 3 in the range. I feel like raspberry pavlova was one of them, but I've never said all that. It doesn't seem very candy-like. Maybe there's 2 in the range. I can't remember. But this was the one that stood out for me anyway, like a sort of coffee chocolate sauce. So that was reviewed a year ago. Yes, if you're a bronze member and you missed it, feel free to go back. And of course, if you want to be a member, there'll be a link down here somewhere. I think it is. If you click on the join button, and there you go. And I'll also be gifting some membership shortly as well. So you have to click on that and go to the settings and allow membership gifting as well if you want to have a membership gift. If I want hot weather, I take vacation. I don't like it on my doorstep either. Yeah, this is it. This is it. I mean, unfortunately, I think it's the future, isn't it? The way it's going, Skywalker. Unfortunately, we'll be the Costa del Sol soon, won't we? Yes, Costa del Salford is where I am, but yeah. So it's going to be I don't know, pretty it's pretty warm, really, isn't it these days? It's definitely getting warmer. Although it tends to last for only a short time, so I can't justify anything like an air conditioner unit or anything like that yet. But it is getting hotter. I've got a fan. It does help a lot, but it's it's a pain to get out. It's only one direct. Well, it does move, but you know what I mean. So yeah. Been here for a week, got 1 week left. Other than Monday when it rained, it's been between 35 37 degrees every day. Goodness me. It's not that warm here, Andrew. It's peaking. It got to about 30 something maybe at some point somewhere. But probably where you are, where I am, it's probably more like 28 or something. But still warm enough. Hope you're having a good time. What's the situation like there, Andrew? And hope you're having a nice time. Now there, Scotty, good to see. Warm and humid in the west coast of Scotland. Northwest of Glasgow, no white Maltesers, but picked up pink digestives from Sainsbury's. Yes, pink. I went to have a look for those, and basically didn't have them when I went in. The guy I spoke to had never heard of them before, so they might be there now. But of course, with it being so warm, I might wait till this week to go and see if I can find them. Yeah, interesting that the west side of Scotland is a lot warmer than the east side. Yeah, interesting. Yes, whereabouts in Italy are you, Andrew? Yes, whereabouts? But yeah, so there we go. So as I say, if you are a member or want to be a member of bronze members are able to get the access to these videos. By the way, support level members basically get sort of sneak peeks on the videos, and occasionally, as I say, a treat of an advanced exclusive one of the exclusive reviews as well. Yes, I must say your eyes look quite weak, Rob. You should wear glasses if you need to. Well, basically, I've just put in my contact lenses. That's why I've literally just put them in. So I do have glasses. Yeah, I do have them. But I've just put my contact lenses in. So basically, my eyes are like, they're still a bit getting used to it, basically. But I put some eye drops in, and this, that, and the other. So yes, but I do wear glasses. I do have them. I do wear them. So you'll see in my older reviews, I think 1 or 2 I wore them. I think basically. But there we go. But I do wear glasses. Yeah, I do wear them. The contacts are good enough. Not as good as my glasses, but they're good enough, basically. But yeah, I've just put them in, so my eyes are like I literally put them in 5 minutes before we started, so about 10 minutes ago. Well, 15 minutes ago. And instantly to answer Scotty's question. Very warm week so far. Lake Garda. I was just watching. Are you there for the? Wasn't some like racing show on there? Andrew, I don't know if you're a racing fanatic, but there was some kind of racing show, wasn't there? I think at Lake Garda, some kind of, well, not a racing show, but it was basically like a posh sports car history thingy-bob going on around Lake Garda. So I don't know if you were there for that. It was just coincidence, but that was going on. Got pink digestives today too, or 2 today. When did they become £2.50 or £2.50 a pack? What are digestives normally? Let's have a look. Chocolate digestives. Tesco. £2.25 at Tesco for milk chocolate biscuits. Yeah, goodness me. So it does seem to be roughly the going rate. Well, I wonder if you get the same amount. It does seem expensive, that, doesn't it? What are regular digestives? Let's have digestives. Let's have a see. Regular digestives. This is at Tesco. Original biscuits. Twin pack for £3.20. So that applies £1.60 each. So yeah, just to add a bit of chocolate on. Although the individual ones are £1.90, so still not cheap. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, interesting. So it's only 35p more for the chocolate ones, which sounds reasonable. Yeah, everything's going up though, isn't it? Everything's going up, ridiculous, really. I've spotted Milka Bubbly, Milka cookies, milk chocolate fingers and brownies, etc. And all the Milka version of Cadbury cakes and biscuits in the UK. So what do you reckon? Do you reckon they've converted some things to Milka from Cadbury, do you think? Or do you think they were originally Milka and they've come back to Cadbury? I'm sure Cadbury fingers were always a thing, weren't they? I can't believe that Milka had them first. So I wonder if they have moved some things over to the Milka brand as well. Yeah. Leave the glasses, find a new chocolate. Yeah, this is it, yes. Yeah, this is it, honestly. Yeah, I mean, basically, I take them off just because they're just a bit of a pain. I try to, I use them more frequently than not, but they're just, they're just irritating, and also like the consistency between videos and stuff like that, and stuff like this, and sometimes they're just a bit skew-if and all this and the other, and sometimes I break them and damage them and all that, and this and the other. So there we go. But all right, let's make a bit of a move then to away from this members one. Let's see, can I do that? Hang on, let's find out. Can I? Yes, I think so. Yes. Okay, we'll go with 5 years ago. We usually do 5 years first, don't we? I think, and come back to the present day. I think. So let's get the other thingy-bob on, and let's have a look if we can find the other bits as well. Hopefully we can. Let's see. 2020. That sounds about right. I think. Yep, right. Yes, there we go. I think that looks about right, doesn't it? Okay, so we've got stuff going. We've got stuff going. Nicest chocolate I've had so far is an Italian brand called Perugia. Try their milk choc 51% dark and 70% dark. Some of the nicest dark chocolate I've had. I've had, and even the 70% was still creamy, not dry. Very nice, interesting. Yeah, that's for 70% to be quite creamy is not too bad at all, really. I did review some Italian chocolate when I came back from Italy, but I don't know what the brand was. I did like a pair. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. Let's have a see. Did I do it in Italy special? I think it was an Italy special. I think. In fact, I won't. Yeah. There was pear and some other things. I can't remember what the. I don't know if I'll be able to see the brand actually. Let's have a look. If I can type. Let's have a see. Italy. No matches found. Okay, so I don't know then. Yeah, I can't find the video, so I'm not sure what I called it. Yeah. Oh well, not sure anyway. But I did review them at some point somewhere somehow, and they were very nice. I did enjoy them. Hi there, Joe. Great to see you. Great to see you, Joe. How's it going for you? Hope you're doing well. Yes, we're just coming out of a heat wave on this side, Joe. It's probably nothing compared to what you have, but it was obviously took us by, well, not by surprise, but by storm, ironically enough. So there we go. Yeah. I think you'd like the 50% one. Very similar to Bourneville, but I think it's a lot nicer, a bit nicer. Weirdly, Perugino is owned by Nestle, but their milk chocolate is better than UK Nestle milk chocolate. Yeah, I'm sure it does sound very nice, actually. I tend to like between 40 to 50 dark chocolate. But as you say, maybe this creamier 70% one would be up my street as well. I do like Bourneville. I don't know why. I do have a soft spot for Bourneville, I must say. Yeah, it does. It is quite nice. And I think maybe, have we got some kind... We might have a good segue there, Andrew. Good segue. I think we've got... so look... Yes, there we go. Look at that, as if by design. Cadbury's Orange Bourneville from 5 years back. Yeah, not bad at all. So what did I give this one? What did I give this? Let's have a see. Let's have a look. What did I give it? I gave it a high mark. 4.5 out of 5. I gave it. So it's called Cadbury's Orange Bourneville. Lovely dark chocolate. And orange smells you open it, as you always are. Always are. Good things there. Great 80s design on the segments. Well, the 80s segments had like this weird, almost like sort of wooden veneer sort of design to them. I don't know, it looked very 80s really. I quite liked it. It had orange pieces in it as well. It wasn't just orange flavoured chocolate. It had actually sort of soft, or I think it was soft anyway, yeah, orange candy pieces in there. But they're quite small and quite hard to detect, but I quite enjoyed the fact that they were there. And we give 4 out of 5. I thought it just hit the spot really. Bourneville, as I say, does it for me. I don't know, it's just a nice, it's not, if you're a connoisseur of dark chocolate, I don't think, you might have some complaints, but it's quite, the cocoa side's like in the 30s or something, but it's just some very nice. I don't know, I just quite like it. I feel like it feels quite rich and indulgent enough in a strange way. So I think I'm going to give that the same, 4 out of 5. I did quite like it. I feel like the orange pieces maybe could have been a bit bigger or something like that, but I don't know. I did quite enjoy it. It's strange to be in Italy, chocolate-wise, as they have Lion bars, Kit Kats, Mars bars, and even Smarties, but they've never heard of Cadbury, even though they have milk equivalents. Yeah, it's interesting, that, isn't it? I wonder why Cadbury's has not made it over there. I wonder what countries Cadbury has made it into. I know it's in the US, but I think it's usually even then imported, isn't it? I think. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Does make you wonder. Yeah, it does make you wonder. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what to make of that, really. I'm not sure what to make of that. Yeah, not here either. Yeah, interesting that, isn't it? It is. I mean, maybe Mondelez just think, well, we've got Milka. Maybe that, as I say, maybe that's what they do, Andrew. Like you sort of alluded to before. They just bring the Cadbury's products and rebrand them as Milka, basically. So anything that would be Cadbury, they just rebrand as Milka. And Milka's probably the known brand. There's probably no point releasing Cadbury, I guess, is there, if you've already got a big brand of Milka. You only compete with each other as well. But yeah, it is a funny one. It is a funny one. I've just read recently that Cadbury have recently discontinued Bourneville fingers. Yeah, I did hear that as well, although I've not seen them for ages anyway, so I wasn't... The white one's always been favourites, but it's still a shame. Yeah, I would have liked an assortment, as I always say with these things. If you get white, milk and dark in the same one, that would have been nice. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame. But yeah, I don't know why they don't prop up use Bourneville more. Why is it not in Roses? Why is it not in Heroes? You know why? You know it's I don't know. Don't know. Well, I do know probably because it's not as popular as the others, but it just would mix it up a bit more. Yeah, just Milka, which to me is way too sweet. Really, I think Cadbury's probably a bit sweeter than Milka, I would say, Joe. So maybe it's just maybe it's just as well you don't have it. Cadbury's a funny one, really. I mean, yeah, it's not. It's different than Milka. It's not the same. It's not like they've just rebranded it. I prefer it to Milka. It's got a lovely. I definitely recommend you try it if you come to the UK. Whether you like it, I don't know, but it's there's definitely something about it that's quite distinct. Yeah, and unique in a good way, I think. All right, so let's see. Let's have a look. Where were we? There we go. So, right, there we go. Yes, get rid of that. I don't know where I should rearrange these things. I'm not sure whether it'd make any odds really. Maybe I just move them from one place to another. It'd just be the same. I had a few another. Well, I don't think this is actually orange. I've called it orange in the file name, but I don't think it actually is. We'll see what it is now. Oh, it's Terry's chocolate orange. It is an orange thing. Okay, there we go. Can't get much more orange. I reviewed Terry's chocolate orange. I've reviewed Terry's chocolate orange 2 or 3 times, I think, over the years. So I might have reviewed. I don't know. Reviewed it since or before then. I'm not sure, but I did review it 5 years ago. Hopefully, I've given it the same score every time I do it. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5. Well, I did give it a 4 out of 5. Always segments are pretty big, bigger than sensations I put down. Always tastes and smells lovely and orangey. Do you have this in Brazil, Joe? You probably don't, do you? I don't imagine you would. It's this is one you're missing out on as well. Lovely packaging. It's basically like you've probably seen it before, Joe, on the channel, but it's literally an orange. You know, well, it's not literally an orange. It's a it's a ball of chocolate shaped like an orange with the segments like orange segments, and even has like the middle as well, which is a chocolate centre that you can sort of divide them from. Very nice it is indeed. Yeah, definitely one to get as well if you come to the UK. Yeah, very nice this one. Obviously, it's pretty big. Tastes and smells orangey. Lovely packaging as always, although the packaging is a bit too big for what it is. Well, it seems to be quite a good price. I mean, Alan's mentioned before, £2.50 for digestives. I'm sure it's like £1.50, maybe for this Terry's chocolate orange. So yeah, it does go to show, although it might go up. They've done the thing where they've reduced it in size. It used to be 157. It used to be 175 grams. It's now 157. They've kind of like made each segment have less chocolate, basically. So there's a bit of gappage there. I also mentioned actually, I was not sure how much is orange oil and how much is flavouring as well. It doesn't really say. So it kind of says with real orange oil, but you don't really know how much. You know, it could be 1 drop in or something. Although I'm assuming you have to have a certain amount in there. But it's really nice. It's the go-to chocolate orange. I know I mentioned Bourneville before, but I think this one, yeah, it's very nice. I think probably a 4 is about right. Certainly closer to 4.5 than a 5, than a 3.5. That's for sure. But you know. It is what it is and does it well. Maybe it's a 4.5 out of 5 if on another day, but I think really it's a 4. So I'm going to say 4 out of 5. But down, no, same. But it is 4 out of 5. But it's almost a 4.5. I just feel like there's some other, I don't know, Terry's products and things. If you just add a bit more, there's other ones with extras in that are slightly better and stuff like that. But there we are. We don't. It might be unfeasible because of import costs. Yeah, potentially. Yeah. It's a shame, really. It's definitely one that's a good one. Yes, it was a good one. I noticed you gave the new twirl a try. I thought it was quite enjoyable. I had been hoping it would be evoked a delightful experience of flake snow. To my surprise, it didn't quite match up. Yeah, it wasn't. Basically, there wasn't enough white chocolate, was there? It wasn't. But it was nice. It was nice. But it wasn't that groundbreaking. It was basically just a twirl, really. It had a bit of a white chocolate taste, and it was nice. It looks great. But yeah, if it was the other way around, if it was literally like a flake snow, I think it would have a bit of a different taste, a bit more interesting. Although it's still nice, but yeah, it's still primarily just a twirl. Yeah, but you could use it as a straw as well. I told a friend about the straw technique this last week, I think it was a week before, and it blew their mind. I'd never heard of it before. Yeah, it's a nice bar, that twirl. I did like it, but yeah, it wasn't that groundbreaking really. Love a good Terry's chocolate orange. There's another chocolate that is nowhere to be seen in Italy. No trace of anything Cadbury's, Terry's or salt and vinegar crisps. Yeah, you have to go for Pringles, don't you, if you want salt and vinegar. Even then, I'm not sure you'd be able to get them. But I remember when I was in Holland, living in Holland for a bit, in the Netherlands, salt and vinegar Pringles, the only way to have them. Yeah. Left me slightly disappointed. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be better than it is. I mean, I like the way that you could still taste. I felt like they had it well balanced. I felt like you could taste the white chocolate. But yeah, it wasn't that innovative really. It wasn't. It's basically what they've already done in the past with the flake snow, because that's basically is a twirl, isn't it? A flake snow. It's obviously just longer or one finger or whatever, but it's basically the same thing. Yeah, but it was. I'm glad it's there, but yes, it wasn't it wasn't really as anything groundbreaking. Imagine a Galaxy Ripple entirely made of white chocolate. Yeah, that'd be the Galaxy definitely. I know they've done some white chocolate things in other countries. In UK, they did the vegan ones, whatever it was. But it'd be nice if they did a bit more in UK or tried it. Yeah, Galaxy Ripple. Yeah, quality, amazing by that one. I did have some Galaxy. I've never published it yet. I did like a chocolate special. Might have to publish that soon, actually. Which is best, Milka, Galaxy, Cadbury, or Milka, Galaxy, Cadbury, something else as well, but I can't think what it was. I'm sure there was 4. Maybe there was 3. I don't know. But anyway, some made the big chocolate companies. Oh yeah, Yorkie as well. It included Yorkie. And yeah, and I had Galaxy on that one as well. And I was surprised actually at how reminiscent of Ripple it was. But, you know, in the way that it, even the segments sort of you know, the texture of them. It was a funny one. There's no salt vinegar Pringles even here. Goodness me. Well, you have to raise the alarm. Raise the alarm, Andrew. Raise the alarm quick. Goodness me, that you're on dire straits there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, salt and vinegar. It's strange how that's just not a thing, isn't it? I guess it's because of what we have on chips here, you know, as in chips, not crisp chips. But yeah, interesting. Could you get by with English in the Netherlands? Yes, you can, Joe. Yes, you can. Yeah, they're very good at speaking English in the Netherlands. Yeah, basically, yes, you can. Although, you know, it's one of those. It's not obviously nice to try to speak Dutch, you know, but yeah, most people speak English over there, really. So yeah, you won't have any problems. Very friendly, the Dutch people as well. I always think Cadbury hold back a bit on their white chocolate. They never put as much of it in the summers. They never made the dip twirl entirely white chocolate. Yeah, they do funny things, don't they? Like the top deck. It's never a 50-50 of white and milk chocolate. I feel like the twirl one, it said on the packaging it was like 40% white chocolate. I don't know if that's accurate, but well, I assume it is. But and it did kind of feel a bit that way. You could taste it, but even like things like the top deck and stuff, yeah, it's never proportioned quite well. Which the twirl did seem to be better proportioned, I felt. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's have a look. I'm going to review some ice creams, I think, over this weekend as well, because it's so warm. They'll probably remember exclusives, I think, though, the ice creams. Basically, so yeah, I've got literally, I mean, pretty much literally a freezer full of ice cream I've just collected over the years, but I've been struggling to eat it in the reviews because it's so calorific and because I was losing weight and things and trying to be careful. So yeah, so I've never came around to reviewing it, so I've been reviewing a couple now, so yeah, so we'll get back onto those, I think. Alright, so what else we got from 5 years ago? We've done Got a couple of similar ones here, I think from 5 years back. Yes, here we go. Yes, the Cadbury's Roses. Speaking of roses, well, I was slightly a bit cake bar. So we've got the orange cream cake bar. This one. Yeah, what did I give it? No, I was went a bit crazy on the I'm not being too happy about the packaging on this one. I gave it 3 out of 5. Accurate depiction from the box. It looked just like it did on the box actually, which sometimes isn't the case where you get like the Mars ones or the Mars bar, or like the Malteser style ones or the Penguin ones where they have that different shape. But this one actually looked like it did on the packaging, which was good. Yeah, so that was definitely an advantage there for it. And the cream tastes similar to it as well, I thought, which was quite good. Sponges isn't too dry. Massively excessive packaging. I mean, you know, you could fit in, but it's always the case with these ones, you know. Is the gist of it? They just always have so much more, so much dead space in these packages. It's just ridiculous. We eaten several ice creams in the last week. I don't blame you there at all. What about gelato? Have you managed to have a bit of that, Andrew? What's that been like as well? I did have a bit of that when I was in Italy. I mean, I must admit, it is different than ice cream, but I must admit, to me, I didn't really. I'm not, you know, I like ice cream. It doesn't have to be super high end or anything like that. So to me, the gelato, I couldn't really taste much of a difference, but it was nice because of course it would be. You know. There's a place I've been going to which has different flavours of softer textures gelato that you can dispense by pulling handles and all sorts of toppings too. That does sound very nice indeed. Goodness me, I'd just be under it with my mouth open. Yeah, but yeah. Sounds dangerous, Andrew. I know, goodness me, yes, I'd be there. I'd literally live there, I think. Yeah. Lovely. Sounds definitely up my street. Had a bit of mango gelato, strawberry gelato and dark chocolate gelato with Galac, aka Milky Bar sauce. Yes, can't believe some of these products were half a decade ago. Yes, I know. Yeah, I know. It's madness, isn't it, this? Yeah, 5 years back. I know. Yeah, I know. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? A gelateria's better in Italy. Well, I certainly wouldn't say they weren't to the Italian, that's for sure. I assume they are. Well, you don't really get them. Do you get? Well, you kind of do get them in the UK, don't you? Now it is a thing, isn't it? But I imagine so. You do things at a certain temperature, don't you? I think with gelato, I did go to a gelato course when I went to Italy, like a little couple of hour thing where you made it, and it's done in a special way. I think you've got. I can't quite recall now what it was. You've got a special combination of ingredients, and you have to be at the right temperatures and stuff. So it's slightly different than ice cream. But to be honest with you, it's still nice and everything. But I don't know. Well, I wouldn't struggle to tell the difference. I don't think. But it's not like I don't think ice cream's nice. You know what I mean? So yeah. So these cake bars. To be honest with you, I feel like I was overly harsh at the time. I really went harsh on them because of the missing all the dead space and things, and all of them have that really, so it's very difficult. So I'm going to bump it up. I think this one 3.5 out of 5. So there we go. Bump that one up. Bumped up. There we are. Yeah, because I thought it was quite accurate. The sponge was nice enough. There's always too much to sponge something else in these, but it wasn't too bad. Yeah, so I'll give it 3.5 out of 5. I think I was perhaps a bit harsh on the other thing. So there we are. So I'm not knocking it down for that. Alright, so there we go. So also, yes, at the same time, you can probably imagine what the other one is because I did 2 of them. Yes, the Strawberry Dream as well. Basically exactly the same, but with strawberry cream instead. But this one I gave 2.5 out of 5 to. There we are, 2.5 out of 5. Yeah, so basically I thought, again, accurate depiction. The cream tastes similar to the actual one as well. Sponge isn't too dry, but they had the excessive packaging and things. But I thought the filling wasn't quite strong enough in this one. The flavour just didn't quite stand out as much to counter for the sponge. It's more tang than flavour, I said. So that's why it's a bit lower, this one. I'm pretty sure Haribo brought out a new ice cream with gummy bears in it just recently. I'm tempted to try it, honestly. They have brought something which I just bought today, or yesterday. Don't know when I bought it. I bought it, I think it was yesterday, actually. Maybe it was today, I can't remember. Did I go to the shops today? I feel like I don't know. I don't know if I went to the shops today. Goodness me, the days just blur into one, honestly. I went today or yesterday. I think it might have been... must have been yesterday. Anyway, it was yesterday. I got... I did get them. It was Haribo Push Pop or something. I don't know if that's the same one, but it was advertised in Asda when I went in, and I got it. So yeah, I'll probably review that as well. It looks very nice. I don't know if it's the same one, though. It sounds... I don't know if it has gummy bears in it, but that does sound quite nice. Definitely one I'd try, for sure. If you get a really good gelato in Italy, it's so good. I love mango and strawberry, mostly the fruity flavours. It's lighter and less dense than Haagen-Dazs, for example. Still love Haagen-Dazs. I think that's it, isn't it? It's not like the regular ice creams are not nice, you know what I mean? That's the thing, isn't it? It's like you've just got something that's really nice in just slightly different direction. I don't know. Ice cream is lovely as it is. It's a difficult one. I haven't had roses for a while. They've changed the design on the tubs and the wrappers recently, but the flavour's still the same. Yeah, they have, haven't they? Yeah, I noticed that. No coffee one still, and Brazilian Darkness seems gone for good. Brazilian Darkness. Yes. Yeah, I know, that was just... Yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as it used to. There was one point where they literally had about 5 different caramels in it, and they were all basically the same, and that was the low point for me. And it went from a high point as well, which was really quite, well, a relative high point. And they've just been quite... bog standard stints then, yeah. So I'm disappointed with roses. They've definitely gone downhill, really. And as I say, I think you just need to mix up a bit. Have the Brazilian Darkness in there, like a dark chocolate one. Get a white chocolate one in there. Have something different. But there's just so many. I don't know. There's just too many that are kind of quite similar, really. I don't know. Not quite sure how to use hydrogenated fats in ice cream in the UE European Union. Is that hydrogenated fats? Or is that the US you mean in there, Joe? Yeah, well, basically, I'm not sure. I don't think, in the UK, I don't believe they do use hydrogenated fats anymore, so it could be the US you mean in there. Although I'm not sure. I don't think they do. Although I've no idea, actually, now you mentioned it. I'm sure they usually say no hydrogenated fats in most things these days. Strawberry cream, orange cream, and caramel barrel are my favourite roses. Yeah, I really like the chocolate bite when you had that one in. I don't know why, it was just quite nice. Obviously like the coffee one. I always quite like the caramel barrel, and it's called the golden barrel. Not sure now. There's one in Quality Street as well, isn't there? But yeah, I used to like the chewy one, the chewy caramel. It's not. They've reduced this. They've made it like a different shape, and also it's not as chewy anymore. So that's disappointing. Yeah. So I do like the cream ones as well. That's one I can't wait to see your review. I'll have to get them on my shopping run tomorrow. That's the one. Is that the one? Yes. Yes. Well, it might be a members. It'd probably be a members only one, I think, Skywalker. So we'll see. But sometimes, you do. I know you do get the member access and things. Usually the ice cream ones I tend to do as members only. So we'll see. We'll see. I meant Europe. Ah, okay, yes. Yeah, I don't know about ice cream in the UK. I'm sure it doesn't have hydrogenated fats in there. I don't know. I'm not sure. But they could do. I'm just used to seeing lots of things say no hydrogenated fats now, but I don't know about ice creams, so maybe they do. Yeah. All right. So this one, yeah, I'm going to mark this one up again, because I was quite harsh on the packaging on this one. I'm going to mark it up to 3 out of 5. But again, the problem with a lot of these cake bars is just too much sponge. You can see how much sponge there is. And usually there's more sponge to cream than is depicted on the picture. But in this case, the pictures were quite accurate, which was one good thing about them. But yeah, it's, yeah, I don't know. It is a cake bar, so you'd imagine there would be some cake involved, but it's just usually just a bit too much in these cake bars, unfortunately. And you all use the same template for most of them. So if you had a Cadbury cake bar based on something else, like caramel or something, it would be the same, but with caramel in there, or caramel cream. So yeah, usually they're a bit, just a bit disappointing, really, and that was one such example. All right, let's have a see. Right, so we'll go to 1 year ago now. So let's have a look. Let's have it to 1 year ago. We'll swap round. Let's have a look. Okay, and we'll get rid of that photo as well, and then we'll give some memberships away. So YouTube still being a pain. I've got to do it in a very daft way where I've kind of got to watch the stream as well and do it that way for some reason. Can't do it via the usual interface. I don't know why they've done that, and I can't remove the picture here. There we go. There we are. Yes. Okay. There we are. I think that's all 4, isn't it? I've done 4 exactly. Yeah. So we'll give you a chance to if you're watching, give you a chance to sign into it. You've got to opt in to gift membership gifting. Skywalker's won those a few times. I don't know if Andrew's won any before now. Giao's never won any, but you've got to opt in. Skywalker, you've never had any detriments, have you, Skywalker? I don't think. You've always had good positive experiences. Exactly my thoughts on cake bars. Yeah, too much cake. Yeah. I mean, which in theory sounds good, but imagine if you did buy any cake, there's usually a filling in there, isn't there? And it's usually the fillings that make it, really. The cake is kind of like the medium to hold it all together, but it's not really the star of the show, And so if you just have cake, it's not that exciting, especially chocolate cake as well. Even strangely enough, it's not the best cake. There's no real flavour to it. There is a chocolate flavour to it, but it doesn't really taste of chocolate. It just tastes of, I don't know, a lesser experience than like a vanilla sponge or something like that. I find anyway. So yeah. So there we go. Right, so let's gift some memberships away. Can I do it? Hopefully I can. Let's see. Yes, membership gifting, I think. Hopefully I've got 5 left after all this. Yes, all right, so we'll do it. So you've got to opt in. So click on this some join button down here somewhere. It says join. You've got to then click on the options button, which is probably a burger menu or 3 dots or something. And it says membership gifting. And you've got to click on the slider to say allow membership gifting. So in fact, I can see it myself here because as you can imagine, I've not joined my own channel. Yes, in the top right-hand corner, near the X is 3 dots. And it says gift membership settings. So there we go. All right. So let's 5 more. So I'll just read Andrew's comment and then we'll do that. The selection Australian, I think. Roses is more interesting. They have a dark choc peppermint cream, a passion fruit delight choc, vanilla nougat and milk choc, and Turkish delight. They even have a white one. Yeah, no surprises that Australia have got it right, And they do that favourites selection as well, which does seem a bit more interesting than Cadbury's Heroes almost. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's true actually, but it's different. It's a selection that you wouldn't expect to be in a selection box. I think got like boost in there and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like the Cadbury's Heroes they're all too similar. In Cadbury's Heroes, they're just very similar, and they've got eclairs in which are just completely, should not be included. And even the cream egg twisted, I feel like, or whatever it's called now, I just feel like it's not that great a product. It's not similar enough to actually a cream egg to justify it. I'll have to review Australian roses. I don't think I've ever had them before. All right, so let's send 5 gifts. Let's see, gifting membership. Good luck, everyone. See who's got them. Can we see? Will it tell me? Maybe we'll. Skywalker, there you go, Skywalker. Look at that, Skywalker. Honest to God, yeah. Well, there you go, Skywalker. Rick B's got one. Andy said it's Andy as well. Andy was in the comments the other day. Khaleesi B. Oh, well done, Khaleesi. You've had a few in a row as well. Thomas Hooper. Thomas Hooper. I think you've had one maybe before, Thomas, but well done, and possibly, I'm not sure, but well done either way. Good to see you on the channel, yes. So I think YouTube gives them to people who are regular on the channel, which is quite nice, I think, because it's not giving them to people who just are not on the channel, not active. You know what I mean? So it's quite good in a way, really. There you go. Let's go. Yes, and you've got your orange chocolate bar now as well. Yes, well done, Skywalker, well done. There you go. So I don't know if you've seen the I'll say there is a membership members first video up that was published possibly yesterday. Of the Cadbury Dairy Milk Iced Latte. So that's up. So there we are. Yes, congratulations. Maybe I need to look into adding more little exclusive designs as well. I'll have to look into that. You've seen a few of them there. There we go. I might have to look into that, I think. Couldn't have so many per members and things like this. So I don't know. We'll have a think. Maybe I'll have a think about that. But congratulations. Right, so let's have a see what we got from 1 year back. Let's have a look. Where are we? 1 year ago. Okay, we haven't got everything up, right, so let's have a see. Yeah, these are surprising that were from a year ago as well, to be honest with you, some of these. Let's have a look if I can find them. Okay, yes, Cola Jaffa Cakes. Yes, remember these Cola Jaffa Cakes? Yeah, so special edition. I think these are still around. It's a special edition, but they're definitely still about. Now, what did I give these? I actually gave these quite a low mark, 2.5 out of 5 I gave these. Novel flavour, but the flavour was far too subtle, I found. It's just too subtle. You expect cola flavour to be quite relatively distinct and strong, and it just wasn't. It just wasn't strong enough. I didn't find. And you've got to have a flavour, haven't you, with Jaffa Cakes? I think you've got to have a flavour. I think regular Jaffa Cakes are probably 4 out of 5. Do like them. I definitely have room for them. Maybe 4.5 at the push. But these ones were just, I don't know, just wasn't a strong enough flavour for me. Although I did speak to a friend maybe about 2 months ago. They said they had them and really enjoyed them. So yeah, maybe it's just me, but I don't know. Jaffa Cakes and Jerry Dodgers are going insane with new flavours at the moment. Mango and passion fruit Jerry Dodgers, cherry Dodgers, and hot Jaffa Cakes even. Yes, well actually yes, I'll do a mini sneak. Why not do it? Let's have a look. I've got them. Let's have a see. Okay, let's get them. Yeah, I was going to say maybe next week on the old Stash Watch I'll do if it's there, but there might not be one next week. Yes, let's have a look. I think just down here as well. You might have seen your ones on Stash Watch from last week. I'm not sure. Let's have a see. Also, where's the? I think I showed these as well on Stash Watch last week. I'll try not to. Alright, so yeah, I got a few things. Yes, we do have these ones. I don't mention these ones. We've got the passion fruits ones from Aldi, Belmont. But yes, they get the hot ones as well. Look at that hot honey. Of all things, yes, hot honey. So if there's a Stash Watch next week, I might repeat these. But this is a sneak preview, of course, why not? So you can see there's 10 Jaffa Cakes in this. I'm sure there'll be 8 soon. Only 10. But you can see in the Belmont ones, they have still the 12, which they used to have. But it does have, for some reason, a sword next to it. I don't know what the small print can be for that. Which is strange. What could a small print be for... Oh, all right. Approximately, it says there. Approximately. I mean, what? Okay. And of course, yes, the cherry ones. We got the cherry Dodgers. Yes, and I got these. Yes, just yesterday as well. The passion fruit ones. Look at that, mango and passion fruits. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah, good stuff. To me, the what's it called? The Vimto ones. The Vimto biscuits that I reviewed the other week, they were actually Jammy Dodgers done right. They were basically the same as Jammy Dodgers, but they just had a better biscuit to sort of Dodger biscuit to jam ratio, really. Belmont Jaffa Cakes usually good. They get the Jaffa thickness and ratio right for me. The white Bakewell ones are very good, and they still give you 12. Yes, I had the white ones, but I did buy them, and I think I showed them off last week. And but I ate those this week because I've already reviewed them. So yeah, they were pretty nice, actually. Those, yeah, a bit different as well, which is nice. Very different. All right, so these ones, I'm going to stick to the same. Maybe it's possibly a free, really, but I don't know. I feel like I would have given them a free if it was a free. I don't think I have to, yeah. You know what I mean? They just weren't strong enough for flavour, unfortunately. And I think with cola, you need to have a strong flavour for something like that. I guess cola is quite, it's not a massively strong flavour, but you need to taste it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe in isolation the jelly centre would have been strong enough, but with the cake and the chocolate, I don't know. Just for me, it was just too weak. So there we are. All right, there we go, there we go. Yeah, it's a shame though, really, but I still recommend them. It's still nice. I mean, you know, still nice. I think anything rated 1, 1.5 is not nice. You know what I mean? 2 is below average. 2.5 is just below average. You know what I mean? So yeah, so still not unpleasant, basically. All right, then we had what else do we have? Let's remove this. Okay, then we had the Skittles Giants Gooey, or the Skittles Giants Gooey, not Gooey Giants Gooey. Okay, so I gave these ones 3.5 out of 5. I gave these ones nice set of flavors, not bad distribution either, which can be hit or miss with Skittles. Usually miss than more hit really. But Giants, it was quite soft as well. They were softer than regular Skittles, which I thought was quite good. Sometimes Skittles, well, they're quite, I don't know if I'd say they were too chewy, but they're definitely on the, could any harder, and I don't think it'd be a good thing. But the thing with me with these ones, basically the gimmick was they had like a gooey centre in them, so you can imagine you've got like all the different flavours of Skittles, and you've got like as well as the regular centre, they have a gooey centre as well. And because the giant Skittles are a bit bigger, so they can accommodate it. But the problem for me was that the centre was exactly the same for all of them. It wasn't a different gooey centre of that flavour. It was it was exactly the same for all of them. And I thought that's such a cop out, so cheap and rubbish. You want I don't know if the flavour was flavoured of anything, but it just made it pointless. And of course you couldn't really even taste it that very good. It was a nice idea that wasn't implemented very well. I think you can still get them, but it was just a bit disappointing. So I think for me, probably about the same again, really. 3.5 out of 5, but it's certainly closer to a 3 than a 4, that's for sure. So a bit disappointed with those ones. Skittles there has been a Lacta counterpart called Confetti here. Good one. I think I've seen. Well, Skittles, the confetti, isn't it got chocolate inside? Yeah, I remember you mentioned this before. We had because basically when Milka did a Milka confetti bar, they had like I think the Smarties basically, because Skittles there's no chocolate. Is the gist of it. It's like a sugar centre, and I've seen like Milka bars with confetti spelt that way, and so I think I might still even have the picture from last. Let's have a look. Do I still have the? I feel like maybe I deleted it. I'm not sure. Let's have a see. Because when we spoke about this a while back, I remember. Let's have a look. If I deleted it. I still had it not long ago, but I was tidying up. I was tidying up a bit, so I might have just deleted it. I remember seeing it, remembering this conversation. Yeah, I think I've possibly removed it. I can't see it anyway if it is there. But yes, yeah, I must have removed it. That's a shame. But anyway, yes, we did. One of those. Oh, that's right. Thanks for the clarification. Yes. Good memory of yours. Yeah, we have basically Smarties here is the gist of it. That's the equivalent. Yeah, so they're basically sugar shell with chocolate in the middle. Yeah, strange because I still got the Smarties picture from the time I think, but but the confetti one I think I've got rid of. Anyway, yeah, there we go. There we are. Interesting one that one though. It's an interesting one. Yeah, Skittles are kind of boring these days. Yeah, they're classic though, which is what makes them loved. But I feel Smarties and M&Ms are better. Yeah, I've never loved Skittles really. But what I did, I don't know if you probably remember Skywalker when I made my own Skittles chocolate bar. Skittles and chocolate actually work very well. I found when I had the Skittles Easter egg, and you got a bag of Skittles. I put them in the Easter egg in one half and ate them both together. Actually, very nice. Strangely works amazingly well. And I made my own Skittles chocolate bar, which was very nice. So give that a try. Definitely the way forward, I think, for Skittles. But yeah, they're not really. I don't know. There's some of it. There was one that I think came with like a yogurt bottom. I can't remember what it's called now. Probably Skittles yogurt or something, or Skittles dipped. I think they were called something like that. And they were actually very nice. I actually quite enjoyed those. But I think they've got rid of them now. They didn't last. But they were actually pretty good. They were like the best Skittles I've had, and it was good. That was a while ago now. I don't know when that was. Quite some time. I'll have a look actually. But it was quite some time ago. Let's have a see. Skittles. Let's have a look. When was that? Skittles Dipperoonie. See. Skittles Chewies yogurty coated. I think. Yeah, 2019, August the 6th. I published that one. So almost 6 years ago now. Goodness me, that's hard to believe, isn't it? Hard to believe that. Goodness me. All right, let's see. Colour bottles. Yes, right. Limited strike. Okay, let's have a look. What have we got? Let's see if I can find it. Can I find it? That one, yes, strawberry dime. Strawberry dime bar. I don't want to call it dame there, but yes, there we are, strawberry dime. So limited edition strawberry dime bar. So I gave this one. I was actually quite disappointed with this one. I gave this 2.5 out of 5, which sounds quite low. Skittler cake, panettone maybe. That would be quite an interesting one. Imagine that, yeah. That'd be really good actually. I think that would look very colourful as well. I know some people have done cakes with, I think usually Smarties or confetti in jar. I've seen them where they slice it and they all fall out, but they've never actually been really part of the cake. They've just been in a hollowed out bit in the centre. I think that'd be quite good fun, really. I think it'd probably work better with pop. Depends if the Skittles might be too hard, maybe, but it could work. It could work. No, that would ruin a panettone. I say. Maybe it wouldn't then. Maybe it wouldn't. Oh dear. I mean, yeah. It'd be interesting. I think it'd be interesting. I think they're just a bit too tough. So the Skittles Giants are a bit softer, so they might work a bit better. And I know there was Skittles Chewies as well. It would be a good take on it, having a bit of different fruit. I would be in favour of it, but I think, like Skywalker says, if you definitely like panettone, you probably would not. You probably would prefer the original thing. Now, well, limited edition strawberry dimes. What did I think? Well, strong strawberry aroma was opening, which is usually quite typical with fruit flavoured chocolates, you know. Lovely and chewy almond caramel, but the strawberry flavour and the almond caramel just worked against each other. They just did not complement each other well at all. So the strong point of a dime typically is the almond caramel, which is like, you know, it's covered in chocolate, which is nice chocolate, and it's got that sort of chewy centre. But the strawberry flavour just counteracted it. The taste just wasn't, you know, it just didn't work together well at all. I didn't find. I found that to be quite a problem with a lot of these limited edition dime flavours. Maybe not orange, but yeah. So it means the bar basically it lost a lot of what made it good by adding the strawberry flavour. So even though you did get a slight strawberry flavour, it was just dominated. Well, it wasn't, you know, it was just, as I say, they sort of like attacked each other almost, these two flavours, and it just didn't taste that great as a result of it, unfortunately. So again, I've left the same on there actually by accident, but it is the same. 2.5 out of 5. Just dime bars are so nice. They work so well. It's good that they're trying to do different limited edition flavours, but the almond caramel is such a prominent flavour, and what makes it good, that if you know, the other flavours just sort of don't work very well with it generally. I can't imagine it was as nice. I love the saltiness. I love dime. The saltiness of the caramel is the best. Yeah, this is it exactly. It works. It works really well, and adding another flavour to it just really stops it in a way. I don't know. I'm sure there's. I feel like there's definitely something to be done there, but I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it because it's such a, yeah, and the chocolate has a nice distinct flavour to it as well. So you've got these very specific flavours. Adding a flavour like this just doesn't really help. Yeah, it's a shame really, because I quite like the idea of them doing it, but it just doesn't work. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, it's a shame really. It is a shame. As I say, it's nice that they're trying to do things, and it's, yeah, good that there's limited. You know, I guess that's what the thing with limited edition flavors, isn't it? They're good for, you know, they're usually, you know, typical limited edition flavors where they're not. They're quite quirky, and I guess this is one of such things. It's not that quirky to talk about, but yeah, I guess it's something. It's nice to try it, but it doesn't work long term. You never have it again, really. So yeah, so there we go. A bit of a shame that, but I'm glad they're trying things, but they'll probably be dissuaded from doing it in future because they don't work and people don't really buy them. So, but they have been doing a few of them. I don't know what the answer is to that, as I say, but I'm sure there is one, but I don't know what the answer is. So yeah. This dime brand belongs to Mondelez too. I think it does, Joe. I think it does. I don't think it used to, but yeah, I think it does. Yeah, it was a I think a Swedish company originally made it, I believe. Yeah, created by Marabou. Were there the people? Yeah, that's that Swedish company, isn't it? But I guess Mondelez have owned them. Yeah, previous owners, Marabou. Yeah, so there we go. It's a bit of a shame, but don't seem to have changed it, which is good. Dame with popcorn or honeycomb would be beautiful. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think they're probably right there, Skywalker. Something like that, something that would work, I think, that would lend itself, that's just a texture change rather than a flavour change, that works well with those ingredients anyway. Yeah, so yeah, I think you're right. Something along those lines, definitely. Definitely, yeah. That sounds a good idea. The only problem being is that it's so good already You know, is it? But you know, yeah, I think that's definitely the right idea, definitely for sure. I think that would probably. I think that would work really. Although whether it, as the thing with it is, it's such a good bar as it is. It's hard to imagine even then them improving it. But I think that would be a good left or right shift really to sort of have a bit of a variance on the same bar. So yeah, I think that's definitely the way to go for sure. Yeah, good thinking there. Yes, definitely. All right, and yeah, just trying to think. Could you do anything else? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it could do variants on those, maybe, or maybe another. Maybe introduce another nutty flavour, but almond's quite good. Yeah. No, I think that's definitely definitely the way forward. I think you've mentioned the Skywalker, definitely. Yeah. Be interesting if they do it. That's hopefully they do. All right, and the last one for today. Let's have a look. What have we got? Can I find it? Is it this one? Nope, not that one. Is it this one? Nope. Am I in the wrong place? Yes. That one, Tony's. Yeah, I named it wrong. I called it Terry's rather than Tony's for some reason. But there we go. Tony's Chocolate Milk Caramel Biscuit. Yeah, so sure he was a regular on channel. Not seen him for a while. I think he said he'd gone off chocolate of all things. Really fan of Tony's. This was 4 out of 5 I gave this one. Lovely, lovely thick chocolate as Tony's always is. Lots of crunch. Plenty of textures. But for the caramel pieces in it, obviously biscuit and caramel, just a bit too tough. And this is a problem with Tony's, I find, that the caramel, it's not runny caramel. They never have runny caramel, which is a problem. And the caramel pieces were just a bit too tough, you know. So if you're eating it, you've got the sort of like the biscuit, which is, you know, still crunchy. But the caramel are quite small pieces, but they're just a bit too hard. And I thought they just come as a bit, they should just be a bit softer. And a bit too small as well. I feel like Tony's, they just, you know, this... I said like plenty of textures and things like this, but I feel like they do things too similar in all their bars. You know, whether it's pretzels, whether it's this, whether it's that, they're just all quite similar, really. I mean, they did like an everything bar, and we had all the you know, most of their, well, it wasn't all of them as it happened, strangely enough, but it had most of their sort of bars with their fillings in, and it was quite similar to all the other bars, really. You know, it didn't really, because they all just are quite similar, you know, so I don't know. So I think for me this one, I think that, yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna mark this one down. I think 3.5 out of 5. I think Tony's the nice, and I don't know, maybe it is a 4, but I just feel like they just need to be. It needs to have runny caramel in there, you know, something, and maybe chewy caramel as well. You know, just mix it up a bit, you know, because it's all. There's about 5 other there Tony's bars that have this caramel in there. And there's 5 others that have this biscuit in there. You know, they just all are just too similar. I don't know why they're so similar. I don't know why they do it. You know, and they do have some distinct ones, which are like white chocolate or dark milk or something. But they just seem to have ones where they just swap out the biscuit for Rice Krispie pieces, or swap out the Rice Krispie pieces for pretzel, or then add them both back in, and you know, so you've got all these different bars, and they just all seem to be so similar, and they are nice, but they're just too similar. You know, when you've got one called the Everything Bar, which basically, you know, as I say, just it's meant to have all the different ingredients, but it just tastes the same as all the others almost, you know, and you can't tell the difference between the pretzel and the biscuit or the whatever and something else, you know, it just all tastes the same, you know. It's, yeah, I don't know, and because the pretzel's quite salty, I guess, but the caramel's in there, which is similar, and you know, it just, yeah, they're just a bit disappointing. I think Tony's Chocolate are generally good at doing if it's not broken, don't fix it. But again, I agree. Yeah, they're definitely not very risky at all, are they? They're really not very risky. But they have so many different types as well. They have so many different types, but they all seem the same. I'm sure they could just cut out half of their range. You know, just keep the Everything Bar. Get rid of all the ones, you know, that are just have the bits that encompass that Everything Bar, and you know, I don't know. They just seem to have too many. I don't know. I look at their stuff and I'm thinking about them, and I just can't. You know, they've got. I guess some of them have nutty ones in, don't they? You know, and they have like some that have got a bit of nuts in and things. But I don't know. Even them, they still seem to be very similar to the other bars. Again, you just swap out one ingredient with another, and I don't know. I don't know. I just don't feel they're very distinct. Yeah. So and they're all just bits as well. There's no. They don't have like anything too distinct. I say no runny caramel, no cream, no. They don't have any sort of fruity bits, I don't think. I guess they have a strawberry flavoured white chocolate one, don't they? Which is like candied strawberry pieces or freeze dried or something. But yeah, I don't know. Again, it just just doesn't seem that different. I don't know. It just seems to not manage. They don't manage to make the bars very different, even when they are different. It's really weird selection of chocolates there, I think. Yeah, so there we go. Honestly, Tony's. I look forward to them doing something different. I really feel like they'd probably do a good job of it, but they just don't. I don't know why they don't do it. I find it quite frustrating, you know. Yeah, but as you say, if it's not broke, don't fix it, maybe. But I feel like they've what's the, I feel like the bars, they're not even. It's like I can't think of a good analogy, way of saying this, you know, to make it make sense really, but as in, you know, without explaining it explicitly. But I feel like it's like they've released products that have got bits missing, right? You know what I mean? Like you feel like there's space for more stuff, and they've not added it in. You know, like there's, you know, I feel like yeah, it's like they've just sort of done half the bar in a way. In a sort of way. I feel like there's just room for something else there. It's like they've got another part of the bar that they just don't use. You know, that kind of thing. If that makes any kind of sense. But yeah, and you know, so even though I was not saying there's like holes in the bar or anything like that, I just mean that there's room for something else, and they don't do that. They don't do it. You know, they just swap out the other bits over here rather than add something here, which is space for. You know what I mean? It's like when you go into a car. And you've got those, you know, those. If you've got a car and it's not the top of the range one, there's like those false buttons where you know there's like an air conditioning thing or something else. You know what I mean? It's like that with Tony's. There's missing things. You know, there's like you've not got the optimum bar. I feel like that's how it is with Tony's. Yeah, it's a funny one. But there we go. Maybe that's the analogy I needed. There we are. All right, well, there we go, guys. That's Stash Watch. That's look back for this week. Yes, so I hope you enjoyed that. It's been good to chat to you all, as always. And hope you, yeah, what I'll do is I'll put the links to all these descriptions, all these reviews in the description, so you can go watch them after the event if you missed them the first time around. And also, yeah, congratulations again to those who won the memberships. Skywalker again, of course. Well done. Good to see you as well, Skywalker. It is good to see you. And Rick B, Andy's edits, Khaleesi B. Yes, I don't know if Rick B and Khaleesi B are related. I'm not sure. 2 Bs, there we go. 2 Bs in a pod. And Thomas Hooper, well done, Tom. I'm sure Thomas has won before, but I can't recall. So congratulations, Thomas. Good to see you on the channel. Yeah, it really is good. I know what you mean. For the quality of the chocolate bars, yes, they should make up for it. Enjoyed the stream, Rob. Take care. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Skywalker. Great to see you. Yeah, it really is good to see you. And glad you enjoyed the stream. Good to chat to you. And everyone else, of course. Really is great to see you all. I'm glad you're enjoying it as well. Yeah, so hopefully we'll cool down. It is a bit warm now. I'm going to perhaps have some ice cream. Sorry if I'm looking off to one side, by the way. Basically, the chat window is on to the left, this and the other, so, you know, I probably should have said that earlier, but I didn't, but there we go. So apologies, I'm not looking you in the eye sometimes. Great show. I've got a full tree of avocados out there. Time to eat some. Hey, you guys have an amazing day. Well, no, not bad at all, that, Joe. You have to let us know you're going to make it into guacamole. Yes, by the way, I baked my first sourdough bread this week. A unique taste. Oh, very nice. Yes, yeah, they are interesting, aren't they? They are interesting. Yeah. Oh, well, if you ever come back to Discord, Joe, you'll have to post some photos of all these things. Would be good to see, definitely. But yeah, well, enjoy the avocados. We could have avocados on toast, Joe. That's the thing, isn't it? On the sourdough toast, maybe. That would be quite nice. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll just turn off all the lights. Let's have a look. I don't really need to do that, do I? Turn off the light. Seems customary now, doesn't it? We have to turn them off. But there we go. Well, maybe to me anyway, maybe not to anyone else, but there we are. Oh, hang on, there's still a 2005 something or other lingering around there. Can you see that? Hang on, there it is. Yeah. All right, there we go. Got rid of it. All right, there we are. All right, guys. Well, thanks very much for watching. Thanks for all your support. Really is massively appreciated. Enjoy the rest of your week in Italy, Andrew, and enjoy your excursion to the west of Scotland, Scott as well. Assuming that's what it is. And I'll, of course, hope the weather. I hope it's nice and refreshing with the thunderstorms. And Joe, have a great time with your avocados. And as I say, and yes, and Skywalker, have a great time as well, whatever you get up to. Nice ideas. Have a peaceful weekend. Thank you very much, Joe. You too. Have a great one. Enjoy the avocados, as I say. And well done. Congratulations again, Skywalker, on the membership. Great to have you back. All right, take care, guys. Bye for now. See you later. Bye.